All right, check this clip out right here. So first of all, good read, right? Everyone loves a midfielder that gets the ball first, can control that ball, fantastic dribbling, right? Connected. Okay, now watch the second part. Okay, so you play here, right? You got this beautiful foot skill and kind of the shifty nature to you where you're looking for these 1-2s, right? But watch the space that you're trying to operate in, right? Doing that 1-2 there, all he has to do is step back, right? And it closes, right? Because you're trying to get it in behind. Now, you have the ability because I can see that you've got that quickness and you've got the foot skills, right? But now, what if you were to hit that 9 and do that same thing and find those vertical? So instead of like that 45 kind of give and go, that's a lot easier for them just to step back. Now watch where the 9 is. Okay, beautiful. Great dribbling. Okay, you're going to need a little bit more skill, right? Shiftiness to find that gap. But now watch. Okay, now say you take them this way, then that way, like you do, right? Say that, right, freeze. Say that instead of passing it, you would have dribbled a step over, right? Now see that connection. Same run that you're making here, but imagine if you would have hit that 9 here. Just, you need that little pocket. You have to break his left foot, right? So he can't block it. So you have to shift over a little bit, right? And then he's going to be reaching for the ball. So he's going to be going this way, right? Which is what you want, right? But you got to shift this way. And then you play into that 9. Now look at that left pocket. So bam, now you've got him reaching at that ball so he can't turn backwards. You know what I mean? That step that he's doing. Imagine he's stepping at that ball to block it, right? And then you make that pass in here, right? Now he's going to get tight here, and all of a sudden you're going to get the ball here, and you're going to be a couple things. You're going to be shooting with your left, which would be just fine, right? Depending on how your left is, right? And then if he leaves his player, right, 1-2, right, because you're going to beat this guy because now you have the space to get into. Most likely he's going to come out, right? And if he gets out of your way, now you can cut into the middle onto your right and shoot. You've got that left foot option from farther out. If they both kind of come at you, all of a sudden now, if he leaves his man and comes at you, you'll be slotting it in for assist and things open up. So I've been a big fan of trying to find those vertical, right? Vertical give and goes, not the horizontal or sideways ones where it's kind of easy. You see how he's able to track you. The space condenses and then it doesn't happen, right? But these vertical ones that open up here. So that would be a goal for me with you, to find vertical 1-2s, right? Because now you have to be shifty and you have to use your skills to find that vertical pass. But then it's a lot harder as a defender to track that because now they're reaching to try to block your vertical pass, which frees up that space in behind, right? And then all he has to do is a little layoff here, and then you're driving, scoring, assisting. Let me know what you think of that. I'm going to see if that is something we can work on in your game, right? And we'll just kind of track it and watch your clips and see if that's something that maybe you're trying it right now and I haven't seen it. Maybe it works great for you, right? Maybe you're not thinking about it and all of a sudden you start doing it and you start seeing some opportunities open up. But let's see if we can try to hit that vertical 1-2, maybe twice, 3 times a game. See if that is a goal that you could try to achieve in your game, and if it leads to something. And if it's not leading to something, then we could see why it's not working. Whether it's you need to dribble backwards more, whether you need to be driving and then find it, whether you need to be pulling that defender in and then 1-2, and just look at like the timing and see if we can find you some shots or some assist opportunities with that. Right, so check out in this clip. I like what your idea was, right? You're trying to get in behind that defender, right? Okay. Let's just say that you let your teammate get it there. Let's say that you took that ball. Okay. Let's say that you were grabbing that ball, and you had this speed dribbling, kind of that like aggressive, um, maybe like Declan Rice. Have you ever seen Declan Rice drive? Right, so he'll like drive up like this channel right here. Okay, so let's say that you drove up this channel. Okay, whether he stays with you or not, what you might be doing is sit like waving on this guy, like higher, 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 right? Because let's say that you get up right here. Okay, that's going to give this guy enough time to climb, right? And then, right, say then you play this guy in, right? He turns and play. Or maybe he goes this way, right? And then look at what this guy will have. I'm assuming this is the outside back. I'm not sure if you're playing in a 3-back or 4-back, but if you're playing in a 4-back and this is your kind of crosser, right? Your outside back that climbs up for crosses here. Now you're creating a 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, right? You get have a little bit of fun and drive up that field, right? Holding off this guy. Maybe even you can pop free into that gap, right? If you have the pace and kind of that explosive power to like get in front of this guy here, right? Now he has to make a choice, and he's probably going to drop off, right? And so you go and you go and you go, right? Until he starts freezing a bit, right? Or if he keeps dropping, right? By playing that ball to him, now he's going to come out, right? If you play that ball here. But if you play the ball here now, there's not enough time for this guy to make that overlap, right? So by you carrying, it's allowing this guy to come up here. And I'll show you what the opposition would be. Since you let that there, now you went into that space, but it gave their team time to shift back, and then it got crowded, and then your team does a nice job at playing out of pressure here, right? Maybe you could have been like, hey, switch it, switch it, switch it, right? They started the switch, right? But then you kind of missed that opportunity, and now they came back here, right? So maybe some instruction for your team that in these situations, continue the switch. I know that you're all the way over here now, but yeah, let's see if we can find those chances for you to be able to get in behind, right? Watch Declan Rice. They play like a double 6 on Arsenal with Thomas Partey, and then Declan Rice, and Declan's job is to like find those situations where he drives vertically up the field with some pace and power. And then we can just see if you find those situations ever, how it goes, right? But your job is to basically bypass, right, on the switch when it comes from here, right, to drive in front of this guy, right, their 10, right, and then free up your outside back and your winger for chances in down the line. Hey, Easton. Hey, we're going to take a look at some of your film here. I'm going to try to find some areas that we can give you a couple ideas that maybe you can implement. Okay, so right here, we bypassed you and went over the top with a long ball here, and kind of look at what it led to. All right, now let's go back and look at what if you were to get the ball. If you were to get the ball right there, this player would come out, right? So, would you want to engage him there? Would you want to go this way? Would you want to play the ball here? Would you want to drive here? What do you think would be the best decision there? Okay, so now that you've thought about it, what I think I would have done here, or recommended, is that if you would have, since you had so much space as that kind of 6 roll here, if you would have drove into this area and just, what would have happened if you would have dribbled here? Yes, they would have shifted, right? Would this guy maybe have came out a little bit? And if you can get him to engage with you, right? He doesn't need to be full on pressing you, but if you can get here and him to get out, what do you think this player is going to do? Probably take a little bit of space here, right? So then you're creating a 1, 2, 3 on really 1, or 3 on 2 if you include this guy. So if you can drive here quicker than he can get here to get in front of you, all of a sudden he'll come out and you'll have two options. One option will be to just play that ball down the line for a cross in, which is going to draw out their center back. Or if he's cutting off that lane, if this player is cutting off the lane, now you're coming in here, you'll probably see this gap open up into your forward, right? So you'll be able to play into that forward and then into the winger here for a cross in. And either way, what you're doing is you're getting this guy to have to come out because you're pulling this guy out, which means that when you get the ball in that deep area, this guy has to come out, which is great for you guys because now they have one less center back in their zone.